It's time for our championship. Less than 2 minutes to first serve. USC head coach Dane Blanton is standing by with Drea.
Coach Dane, your team's 4th win against UCLA this season is for your 4th straight national title. What gives you confidence in your group today?
Well, it's an experienced group. You know, we have an older group that's played. We have a lot of mileage, and they're fired up, ready to play. They're executing well, and they're really happy to be in this position. Very grateful, and they're going to give it all, and it's all about effort.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Let's get it to Madison with UCLA's head coach.
All right, Coach Jenny Johnson-Jordan, the last time you faced USC was in the Pac-12 championships where you fell. What changes do you need to see made today?
I think for us, I feel so confident in our team right now. We're ready to do this. We've gone back and forth with SC all year, and this is going to be the final matchup, so we're ready to go.
Thank you.
Here we go. Our championship duel format, we will play in flights. So the 2s and 4s will go first. After they finish their matches, 12 minutes later, the 1, 3, and 5 pairs will take to the sand and start. The most important thing, the first team to win on 3 courts wins a national championship. So these 2 courts will be in action, the 2s and the 4s. Keep in mind you can see both streaming live on ESPN+. We're going to hop around. We're going to start with the 2s. This will be an interesting battle here. Devin Newberry and Perry Brennan for UCLA taking on Maddie Kriz and Madison White. UCLA, of course, in their white jerseys. USC wearing the cardinal. And here comes Madison Kriz with the swing. She's blocked by Devin Newberry. Kriz going up again. Perry Brennan is there. Madison White gets her first swing. And Perry Brennan off the block. What are you looking for early on in these points?
Well, these are 2 teams who played together and against one another last week. So just trying to find spaces in areas to attack. Newberry and Brennan very strong defensively, but they need to serve tough to create point opportunities.
There's no playing easy on any of these courts. You have got to come out aggressive when everything is on the line. Devin Newberry going behind the set. Newberry into the angle.
Extended rally, but UCLA stays patient and Newberry gets that kill cross court.
I think we're seeing a lot of positive energy, a lot of confidence coming from this UCLA side who actually lost their match yesterday in the semifinals to LSU.
This is actually the only pair out of the 10 playing today for UCLA that lost yesterday. So sometimes that can light a fire and get you really focused.
That'll be a point for UCLA, and just like that, the 2s for the Bruins come out 3-0 start. Facing what they hope for USC, they're calling them the Maddie Magic. They've had Maddie Magic at the 2s before, and they're hoping that Maddie Kriz and Maddie White can provide some more magic in this championship duel.
Last year, Maddie White was playing with Madison Shields, and they were able to get a win over 2's UCLA pair who had barely lost all season.
That swing goes long. You know, one of the challenges this Maddie duo talked to us about was actually on senior day. They lost set 1 to this UCLA pair 21-9, but they totally flipped the switch and won in 3 sets.
I was there and watched it, and I said, wow, they're in trouble, but the response was amazing. And these are 2 mature athletes. They're long and talented, but UCLA off to an amazing start. They are hungry, and you heard Jenny Johnson-Jordan said, look, we are ready to go. We are confident, and they've showed up on court 2.
Devin Newberry, a second-team All-American selection this season. Last year, she battled a shoulder injury, but was able to play here at the NCAA championship. She has not forgotten the loss to USC in that final. It's coming over, and it's going down by Madison White.
Newberry and Brennan for UCLA have to be happy. They've already scored 5 points on the side, which appears to be the bad side. It's a little windier today. That means the wind is at their back. You want to be playing on the side with the wind in your face. It allows you to be more aggressive from the service line, and the ball will drop in because of that wind.
That was one of the first things we noticed walking back onto the beach this morning. Was this is the first day wind could be a factor.
And look at UCLA start 6-1 and now going to the good side.
So every 7 points, they will switch sides.
Tough ball by Perry Brennan, but she puts it up nice and low in the middle for Devin Newberry.
So again, we're playing in flights, the 2s and the 4s, the only 2 courts in action right now. After they complete their matches, then the 1s, 3s, and 5s will take to the sand. First team to win on 3 courts wins a national championship. That point goes USC's way as it's touched off the block.
Maddie Kriz is a long attacker, and she goes off the hands of Devin Newberry. The length of this USC pair can put a lot of pressure on their opponents defensively. Maddie White is a big blocker at the net, number 10.
And Maddie Kriz with the serve, number 11. Right back over to UCLA. In comes Newberry. Dug up by Kriz, but it goes out of play. Point UCLA.
And that's one of the biggest assets for Devin Newberry. She's got a cannon for an arm. She knows that point opportunities are not very common, and she goes after this one with some power.
Well, you can just hear how much power comes off of that swing. Saves it with one hand. Kriz. Where does Maddie Kriz go now? Perry Brennan leans into the angle to save it. Perry Brennan is all over the sand, and it's going to pay off for the Bruins.
Incredible hustle, both sides of the court. I felt like USC could not get themselves in a position for a good swing to score the point. This is just deep into that windy corner by Devin Newberry, and Maddie White can't get back for it.
Perry Brennan, a 2-time All-American. Her and Devin Newberry, one of the AVCA Top Flight Award winners. That means they played at least 15 matches together this season and won 75% of those matches. And Jenny Johnson-Jordan told us Perry Brennan betters her partner. She's a good fit with anybody. Her game is so well-rounded.
She does everything, and she reads the court and the hitter so well. You'll see her pick up so many defensive balls behind the block of Newberry.
She got to that one, but couldn't get it up enough. That'll be a point for USC.
That time, Maddie Kriz just going up and over the block, short enough that Brennan couldn't go after it. But USC has been out of system a lot, and the defense of UCLA putting lots of pressure on them.
Perry Brennan's dad, Mike, really influenced her beach game. He played indoor at San Diego State and beach for fun and got her into the sport. And then her mom made sure she was at all the tournaments she wanted to be at.
That serve is too easy for USC, and Devin Newberry, she's got so much offensive range. Not sure exactly why they're testing her out, but Perry Brennan's tough to play against. That's a cut shot that drops in front of Maddie Kriz.
UCLA started off this set with a bang. They jumped out to a 5-0 lead, and they have been in control ever since, playing to 21.
But we saw this at USC on senior day, 21-9 the first set, and USC was able to flip the switch and really turn it around.
Can never get comfortable out here, especially on championship day. Oh, Devin Newberry, just beautiful.
And we will switch up 10-4 for UCLA. Head coach Dane Blanton talking to his pair, Maddie Kriz, Maddie White, trying to get them locked in to score some points on the good side with the wind at their face.
So UCLA with a nice lead at the 2s. Let's go to the 4s for the first time. Tessa Van Winkle, Jaden Whitmarsh facing Ashley Pater and Grace Seitz. And this pair for UCLA, they won their first match here yesterday over LSU, and they did it in a pretty big way.
They were really impressive.
Van Winkle bump setting up to Jaden Whitmarsh. Here comes Van Winkle going for the corner, got it!
You hear the communication left over. That means that Tessa Van Winkle should go up and over the block to her left, and that's what you call the call. So you turn, look, and call, see what's open, tell your hitter where to attack, and that's how she finds open sand for UCLA.
This could be a very important court because last week at Pac-12s, the fours, these pairs right here were the difference in USC winning a Pac-12 championship.
In the morning, UCLA's fours, Tessa Van Winkle and Jaden Whitmarsh were able to win, but in the afternoon, Pater and Seitz were able to get the victory for the Pac-12 championship.
Yeah, that afternoon one the most important, of course, because it was the championship duel. So here's Jaden Whitmarsh, a sixth-year player, her fourth appearance in this tournament.
She had an ace on the last serve. That time her toss went too far in front of the line, and there was a foot fault. You're not allowed to touch that line.
I think when Jaden Whitmarsh was playing here last year, she thought that was it. She didn't think she was coming back, and her teammates had other ideas and said, "You've got one more year. I don't think you're done yet." And she listened to them. Definitely not done yet.
I love that Jaden Whitmarsh is going up and swinging because Grace Seitz for USC is a huge blocker, and sometimes when you've got a huge long blocker in front of you, you want to avoid them and shoot around them. But look at the aggressive mentality by Jaden Whitmarsh. She goes up and annihilates this ball middle.
Here comes Grace Seitz, the transfer from LSU, and what a big pickup for USC to get her in the transfer portal.
Not only is she experienced, she's long at the net, can affect a game, and she really shrinks the game for Ashley Pater in the backcourt.
So we've reached a total of 21 points. That means it's the technical timeout. They will take a seat, and we will step aside. Our championship duel in action. The twos and fours taking to the sand right now here in Gulf Shores. Totally different environment from hockey back to the beach, to the Beach Volleyball National Championship here in Gulf Shores, Alabama. The twos and fours are in action right now, and we want to check in with Andrea Carter, who's camping out on one of these courts.
Yeah, Courtney, I'm here with Brooke. She is watching her sister Ashley compete for the Trojans. And Brooke, Ashley named you as her biggest inspiration. You also missed graduation to be here. What does it mean for you to come watch her compete for a national title?
It's indescribable. I mean, seeing her play is just so much fun, and she's just amazing. That's so cool she said that, but she is my biggest inspiration. She's so awesome, so yeah.
Your parents built a sand court in your backyard so you two could train together, you competed together. What's your best memory with her on the sand?
Gosh, when we started out our first 12U tournament, I mean, we fought so much, and then now we're able to play every single day together and be best friends, and I just love her so much. It's so fun to be here.
Well, she speaks so highly of you. I'll let you get back to watching her. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
So cool. So Brooke is Ashley Pater's older sister. Ashley actually graduated high school early and was able to walk with Brooke at graduation at age 16. They both graduated.
And Ashley Pater took a gap year before she came to USC to train full-time. She was out in California and playing at a really high level, training with some of the pros.
Pater wearing a number 1 on the USC side. That's going to go wide for UCLA, and a 2-point lead now for Grace Seitz and Ashley Pater. It must be nice to have your parents build a sand court in your backyard.
Her family is very supportive. They were out in California. Her aunt lives in California, so they've got a home base that they can have on both coasts. But yes, a court in your backyard is a huge asset.
Yeah, she told us it was really helpful during COVID to have that place to train. Jaden Whitmarsh trying to poke over the block of Grace Seitz, and she's successful.
Really good communication. The set from Jaden Whitmarsh. Actually, from Tessa, the shot from Jaden Whitmarsh over line. Loud call by Tessa Van Winkle telling her partner where to go. Right, right, right. Very clear communication.
And an ace for Tessa Van Winkle.
Tessa Van Winkle, first year in the lineup at NCAAs for UCLA, and she gets an ace to tie it up. This is a jump floater. You see that ball doesn't have any spin on it. That's what makes it float in the air, and that one gets away from Ashley Pater.
Last year, Tessa Van Winkle was an alternate, so not playing, just a reserve, and Jenny Johnson-Jordan told us she had her best practices here in Gulf Shores at the championship, so they were hoping that carried over to this year.
She was fired up, bouncing balls at practice, and they're like, wow, if we need somebody, she is ready, and she is ready today.
I will say, if that name sounds familiar, this is the 5th year in a row that we have had a Van Winkle in the UCLA lineup because her sister Abby Van Winkle was a mainstay for UCLA.
She was, and her mother, Lori Van Winkle, won 2 national championships with the UCLA indoor team. So good tradition for the Bruins.
So they were checking the server. It will be Jaden Whitmarsh's turn. Tied up at 14, going to 21. Again, the 2s and the 4s, the only courts in action right now.
Highline.
Pater going after that block. So the 2 is a pretty big lead for Devin Newberry and Perry Brennan. Madison Fitzpatrick has been at this court. What's been going on here, Maddie?
Well, it's been all Bruins with the momentum, and a lot of that has come and have been led by Devin Newberry, aggressive offensively and defensively at the net. She's also an emotional spark plug for the Bruins, and I've been taking notes of things that she's yelled out to her partner, Perry. Get that out of here, let's go. When she was blocking, all you, Perry, when Perry's digging. And then when they switched to the bad side just about 30 seconds ago, she said, this is our side. So a lot of confidence from the Bruins right now, led by Devin Newberry.
Devin Newberry, so much fire.
So much fire, a great competitor at every level. Growing up, she was always like that, was an indoor player at Marymount High School, but one of the best competitors and leaders for this UCLA program.
She did tell us, sometimes my fiery spirit, I like to scream and yell. Sometimes it can be a little scary, but that's just me being myself. She was looking for the back corner a little bit too far. Again, UCLA needs 2 more points at this court to win the first set.
But for UCLA, they were in the right spot, dug the ball, just missed the opportunity. And they've got the wind at their back right now. Maddie White is capable of scoring big with her jump serve. We saw it last year in the final.
Oh, that was a huge serve. Oh, falling, dancing down the tape. It made everybody hesitate. I can't believe how long that ball stayed on the net.
I don't think I've ever seen it hang that long, but the patience, both sides of the net, this ball carries tight, hanging, rolling. And then Perry Brennan, look at her see that open court. I love the idea, but she doesn't get on top of it and misses it long.
I am kind of surprised by this score because 8 of the 10 completed sets between these 2 duos have been decided by 3 or fewer points entering today, and this is a pretty big lead here for UCLA. And now set point for the Bruins.
You see the block call. Perry Brennan is telling Devin Newberry what part of the court she wants Devin to take.
There goes Madison White over that block. Still set point, UCLA. Newberry to the corner. Bruins take it 21-14.
Perry Brennan did a really nice job setting up Devin Newberry. This pass is not perfect, goes right, but she just goes up and down with that set, and Devin Newberry goes to work finding that corner open for UCLA.
So a big statement for this UCLA pair at the 2s after they lost their match yesterday to LSU in the semifinal. So we'll go back to the 4s after we've decided the 2s first set. They're in a timeout here, but Grace Seitz and Ashley Pater are up by 2 on Van Winkle and Whitmarsh.
And Van Winkle and Whitmarsh came out aggressive, but Seitz and Pater can really put a lot of pressure on you. The length of Seitz at the net, and then Pater is a very strong defensive player in the backcourt.
Drea, what have you noticed watching this court?
I've noticed intensity, and I've heard a little talk across the net. Tessa Van Winkle hit the ball out of bounds, looked right across the net at Grace Seitz and said, "You touched that. You touched that." Grace said, "No, I didn't." So there's a little talk going back and forth. We talked about this rivalry. It's heated out here.
I'd love to hear that. I mean, if you're a competitor, this is the environment you want to be in.
Definitely, and if she thinks she saw a touch, but nobody's calling their own touch out here today. Just saying. You see Jose Loyola and Kelly Reeves talking with the UCLA pair.
Well, the Division I men's and women's lacrosse selection shows are tonight at 9 and 9:30 Eastern on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. For more information on the lacrosse NCAA championships, visit ncaa.com, your home for all 90 NCAA championships. UCLA took the first set at the twos, 21-14. USC is up in the first set at the fours. Those are the only two courts in action right now. As soon as these two matches are done, 12 minutes later, we'll have the 1s, 3s, and 5s take to the sand. Playing in true flights today, it allows the coaches to have more quality time with each pair as opposed to all 5 courts going on at once.
And I like that we get to focus more on these courts that are playing. Yes, obviously nice to have a coach on your bench getting immediate feedback and telling you adjustments that you can make or how a team is attacking you.
Let's talk about this USC pair a little bit. You're talking about Grace Seitz, who is a veteran, spent 4 seasons at LSU, made 2 appearances here at NCAAs. She's playing with a freshman, a young freshman in Ashley Pater, but this partnership seems to work pretty well. They've only lost 1 match.
Ashley Pater is very mature. She is respectful, mature. She knows this is an incredible opportunity to play behind the block of Grace Seitz for a national championship.
Whitmarsh coming in. You mean that big block of Grace Seitz? Pretty fun to play behind that.
Definitely, and Jaden Whitmarsh has been aggressive. She is not going away from her swings. She has established her power, so a little bit of a redirection and some shots to open sand might be nice to sprinkle in.
Oh, and that one went right into the net, didn't even go into the block, just an attacking error. But USC now 2 points away from taking this first set. Where does Pater go? Out.
That time the shot by Jaden Whitmarsh not clean, too slow. Pater runs it down but misses that ball long in transition. Missed opportunity for USC.
UCLA is going to try to use that momentum. They're down by 2 points here. Tessa Van Winkle will serve. She goes at Pater. You hear the communication.
You do. It's so important how you communicate with your partner. But you see what Ashley Pater wants to do. Great pass. She moves the block by running a back set and then opens up the wrist away into the angle. Defender has to choose one side of the court. I like attacking out of the middle. I think Jaden Whitmarsh can do that for UCLA as well.
Why do you like attacking out of the middle?
Because it stresses the block and the defense, because you can't, as a blocker, block either side of the court really well. You have to be able to take something away, and it really stresses the block.
Set point USC. Oh! Little lucky bounce off the net tape for Jaden Whitmarsh.
Look at the strategy. Jaden Whitmarsh fired up. This one, just a flat serve, trying to go at Pater, catches the tape and drops.
It's still set point USC, but you do have to win by 2. It's long, that ties it.
That time Ashley Pater stays in front. Set goes a little bit tight, and Tessa Van Winkle makes a big play at the net.
And so you see Grace Seitz, she's going to call a timeout here as USC had 2 set points, but now Van Winkle and Whitmarsh have tied it. We will step aside as they take this timeout. Should be an exciting finish, only in the opening set at the 4s here in our national championship. So Ashley Pater just gave USC a 3rd set point at the 4s. Again, this pair was so important in clinching the Pac-12 championship last week. Whitmarsh. One-handed by Pater, but out. And we're tied up at 21.
And we'll switch sides. UCLA will be able to serve with the wind in their face. The left side of our screen will be the side with the wind at their back. The call was right. But you see Jaden Whitmarsh, aggressive swing. Pater there just couldn't control it back into the court.
Last weekend, this court was critical. UCLA won the first meeting of the day against USC at this court, but then in the championship meeting, this USC pair at the fours won, and that clinched the championship. Pater coming in. What a save by Whitmarsh, but Van Winkle can't get there. So a fourth set point coming for USC. Grace Seitz will get the serve.
Grace Seitz is going to serve, run to the net and block. Look for UCLA to possibly option, attack the second ball.
Whitmarsh tied again.
Love the aggressive play of Whitmarsh. Pater's there and can't control it. Lots of heat. Starts with a good pass, and then Tessa Van Winkle puts up a nice apex on that set, and Heater gets away from Ashley Pater of USC.
Whitmarsh goes at Pater. Pater in the middle of the court, just a bit too wide, and this will be the first set point for UCLA. USC has had 4 set points here at the fours.
Jaden Whitmarsh can be aggressive. The wind is in her face. She wants to go to that top spin serve, but I think they're trying to keep the pressure on the freshman, Ashley Pater.
There they go, right at her once again. Whitmarsh is blocked. Grace Seitz, her block ties it.
Jaden Whitmarsh dug a great ball, and Tessa Van Winkle set her too far off the net. Watch this ball. It's about 6 feet off the net, but Grace Seitz, a blocker, stays and uses her length to block that ball in transition.
Van Winkle going soft shot, and there's going to be a net violation on Grace Seitz. So a point for UCLA, making it their second set point.
Grace Seitz, she touched the ball defensively at the net, and then on the follow through hit the net with her hand. You see the first little swat touch, and you see her hand go into the tape. Bruins all over that one.
They continue to serve at Ashley Pater. Oh, wow. Okay, that worked for the freshman.
Well, for UCLA, they had the play they wanted. Ashley Pater off the net, but Tessa Van Winkle pulls off the net. This set not ideal, and both Bruins go for the ball. You want Jaden Whitmarsh to pick that one up because she's in the backcourt and can keep that play in front of her.
So a lucky break there for USC. USC has had 4 set points. UCLA has had 2 set points. Van Winkle cuts it.
Talk about big swings. Tessa Van Winkle getting tested at the end of this first set. That's a nice attack. Good pass, and then lovely set by Jaden Whitmarsh. Look at the range. Tessa Van Winkle getting it done.
So now a third set point here for UCLA. UCLA already won the opening set at the twos.
UCLA has to be careful not to get too safe with their serve, just trying to get it to Pater. They still want to put some pressure on USC.
Pater. Whitmarsh is there. A trio of chances, but it works for UCLA, who is now taking the first set at the 2s and the 4s.
And Jaden Whitmarsh is not going to stop swinging in transition. This ball goes tight, and Tessa Van Winkle is there to clean things up for the Bruins.
Oh, a tough loss for USC, who had 4 set points and couldn't close it out. But right now, UCLA advantage on both courts. Newberry and Brennan won the first set here, big time, 21-14. Madison, how has this USC pair responded here in set 2?
At the beginning of set 2, Dane Blanton's talk was very defensive focused. He told Maddie Chris to hold on defense, read the shoulder, don't guess, and then release. He said Madison's taking up really good space at the net, so trust it. And since then, they've adjusted well. UCLA's been pushing the pace offensively, moving the set around, very tempo set. But USC has really picked up the pace defensively and has done a much better job this set.
I was kind of surprised to see how the big differential in that first set. Newberry and Brennan just came out with so much confidence.
They did. Well, they have nothing to lose. They are hunting today because NCAA titles right now owned by USC. And on this particular court, the 2s, Maddie White dominated last year, taking it away from the Bruins.
Yeah, Madison White, number 10 for USC. She'll take over serving here. The USC women of Troy going for a 4-peat today. They need to win on 3 of the 5 courts in order to do that. That drops in for Devin Newberry.
Devin Newberry finding the back line. USC not going away from serving Devin Newberry. Perry Brennan, the smallest player on the court by a lot, but she's got all of the shots and she's tough to read defensively. But, I mean, if Devin Newberry's answering the call, you might want to switch things up.
Maddie Kriz cuts it into the angle.
Maddie Kriz is so rangy. Perry Brennan was in the angle and still couldn't come up with that one.
See Dane Blanton working with this 2 pair, and it's the technical timeout now when the score adds up to a total of 21 points. So they will get a quick breather, and we will too. UCLA has taken the first set on the 2 courts that are playing right now. Courtney Lyle, Holly McPeak, Andrea Carter, and Madison Fitzpatrick with you here at the NCAA Beach Volleyball Championships. And UCLA took the first set on both courts at the 2s, Devin Newberry and Perry Brennan.
They were off to a great start, and USC going after Devin Newberry.
And then at the 4s, a little more drama. USC had 4 set points, but couldn't close it out because Tessa Van Winkle and Jaden Whitmarsh would not quit.
Jaden Whitmarsh has her foot on the gas, super aggressive for the Bruins in her last ever match as a collegiate player.
So we're gonna zoom in over on the 2s. Again, we're playing in flights today, so once these 2 courts are finished, then the 1s, 3s, and 5s will take to the sand. These 2 programs, the only 2 programs to have won NCAA titles, and USC going for a 4-peat today. Madison White will serve for the Trojans. An ace! Dropped it on the back line. And Madison Fitzpatrick's been watching this court. How's this UCLA team looking in their second set?
They're looking fairly good. This is an absolute battle. During the technical timeout, I listened in on Coach's Talk to UCLA, and the advice was serve tough to Maddie Kriz's line. So let's start to target Maddie Kriz. Use that wind and pump up the service pressure to that right side of the court.
Maddie Kriz is a really rangy attacker, and that she loves to go cross-body, cross-court. So I'm guessing that UCLA defense is going to force her that direction from the sideline.
See if they carry over that talk into onto the sand. They do go at Kriz. Devin Newberry pulls off the net. Right back to Perry Brennan. And point UCLA.
Extended rally, USC able to dig the first transition ball. You see the deflection, this one pops over. Perry Brennan has to go to work again. This time late pull and she goes down the middle. Pretty transition play on an open net by Perry Brennan of UCLA.
They serve back at Maddie Kriz, so she will have to attack, and Newberry pulls again. This time she sends it through the middle of the sand.
And Maddie Kriz does the same thing, attacking the middle with open net. When you pull off the net, you balance, you get in that serve-receive position. So middles and short cross-court balls open, as well as deep cross-court.
Maddie Kriz spent 4 seasons at Stanford, made 3 NCAA appearances there. She was playing at the 1s here last year for Stanford. Now at the 2s for USC. And a good presence at the net from Madison White.
In service pressure right there, scoring on the tight pass. Maddie Kriz gets this ball to go tight, and Maddie White does the rest of the work at the net.
I feel like there were times yesterday at several of the duels, the Stanford comes to mind. If you're serving too easy, if you're making too easy shots, it's not going to work at this level, not in this championship.
I agreed, and sometimes you get locked in on, okay, this is our game plan, and you want to get it to somebody, but your serve's too easy, and we've seen that a lot.
Devin Newberry got down for it. Kriz hops back up. Brennan looking for the poke. And that pass just a little too far into the net, but we saw some scrappy hustle on both sides.
USC there to dig it, and then the ball just blows too tight, and Maddie White can't do anything with it. This ball set tight to the net. Maddie White should be there to block, but Maddie Kriz digs it, and then the dig gets away from USC. Missed opportunity there.
Again, USC has to win this second set in order to force a third set. If not, UCLA gets a point in the duel. Cutting into the angle goes Maddie Kriz.
And for me, offensively, if you chart Maddie Kriz for USC, she is so rangy cross-body, you have to defend sharper on her or maybe take it away with the block.
Maddie Kriz was playing every position in indoor in high school. Outside hitter, middle blocker. She played libero some. Her coaches said, you know what, you'd be a great beach player. She used to pepper with her dad on the beach on vacation and come a long way since then, now playing for a title.
Well, at Stanford, she started as a blocker her first year and then transitioned to defense. And she's one of those players who can touch so many balls, especially behind the big block of Maddie White.
Yeah, traditionally, you'll see one player be the blocker, the bigger player, another player, the smaller player, be the defender. Not always the case.
In this situation for USC, Maddie Kriz is taller than Maddie White. But Maddie White really good at the net, really long arms, and a good jumper.
And then obviously for UCLA, Devin Newberry, the blocker, Perry Brennan, the defender.
Very easy to tell there.
Yes. Brennan's serve grazes the tape. Up pops Madison White. Knew right where to put it around Devin Newberry.
Maddie White's so good with this particular ball. Things go tight to the net, and she's able to take it away. Good hand contact. You see all that spin, taking the ball away from the defender to find open sand.
Service error by Kriz, ties it at 17.
Bruins only have one more shot from the good side to score, and they want to score that point before going to the bad side with the wind at their back.
And the teams will trade service errors. Want to quickly check in on the fours and let you know that Tessa Van Winkle and Jaden Whitmarsh are up on Grace Seitz and Ashley Pater in that second set after Just a wild finish where USC had 4 set points in the opening frame.
It was just a battle, and UCLA able to finish with a big dig and transition swing by Whitmarsh.
So again, that court is streaming live on ESPN Plus. If you want to stay there, we're going to hop back to the twos because it's getting closer to finishing. A must-win set here for the USC duo. In! Madison White grabbed the line.
Maddie White is dialed in. We saw this last year from her. Really aggressive top spin serve, just going for it. She does not ease up at all, and that's her second ace in this match.
So they take a timeout as USC needs 2 more points to win set 2. While they take a break, we'll go back to the fours. Van Winkle and Whitmarsh up 9-6. This will be a must-win set for USC as well. Pater, 2 wide, UCLA's point.
USC digging the ball but missing in transition. They want those back. They need to be more efficient with those opportunities.
We've seen them go after Ashley Pater. Where will UCLA go now? To the same place, back to Pater. And Pater will get the point. Let's check in with Drea.
Well, Courtney, I was going to talk to Lori Van Winkle, who is Tessa Van Winkle's mom, but she said she couldn't come over and chat with me because she is talking with her daughter, Abby Van Winkle, who's playing in Cuba right now and watching this match on her phone. So she's watching her mom's live streaming so that Abby can watch her sister out here compete.
And I was talking to some of those players because Haley Harward's there too, as is Kylie DeBerg, of the former player from LSU. They don't have this channel in Cuba.
Whatever way you can see beach volleyball, right? That's awesome. So Abby Van Winkle, of course, Tessa Van Winkle's sister, who we've seen play here at several NCAA championships and won a national championship.
How about Tessa on the fours, big time block to get the 12th point for the Bruins.
Meanwhile, at the twos on the right side of your screen, UCLA pulls within 1. So Perry Brennan will go back to serve for the UCLA pair at the twos. Pater attacking at the fours. Whitmarsh just bumps it back over. And a big swing from Maddie Kriz at the twos makes it set point USC, looking to force a 3rd set. Service error. Let's check in with Maddie.
UCLA game plan right now, and Holly, I heard you talking about it a little bit. Kriz loves that crossbody swing. Watch for that. Take that away defensively from her.
Still a set point here for UCLA to fend off. And they give it away with a service error, so we will have a set 3 on this court. Let's go back to the fours now, where it's in favor of UCLA. They're up 12-9, a win for UCLA in this set, and they put a point on the board in the duel. They will take a seat. We will step aside at our national championship. Well, here at the Beach Volleyball National Championships, Gulf Shores, Alabama, 2 courts in action. USC forces a 3rd set at the twos, and right now UCLA in control at the fours. That's what we're going to focus on after Tessa Van Winkle and Jaden Whitmarsh won the first set 26-24. I feel like they have been playing some of their best volleyball the last 2 days.
Especially their last match against LSU. They were very confident, aggressive, and Tessa Van Winkle having a big effect at the net defensively. But Grace Seitz attacking the middle with her serve. I like that. Not keeping it on one particular player, going pace to space. We've seen people able to score on those middle aces.
Makes it 13-11, going to 21 points. Van Winkle. Seitz sends it back. Whitmarsh, nobody on. And went too wide on the swing.
Jaden Whitmarsh, good dig in transition, but Tessa Van Winkle needs to push her up to the net so she can attack that and not have to play safe.
So this lead slipping away. UCLA is going to call a timeout. They're up by only a point now. Back to the twos we go, where they have started set number 3, and we're only playing to 15 points. So things will go very fast.
Maddie White has been really effective from the service line, especially from this side.
Devin Newberry showing off her hot tamale of an arm.
UCLA taking care of their first contact. Look at this pass by Devin Newberry, giving Perry Brennan work to set that ball, and then you see the heat from Devin Newberry.
Madison White looking for the line. Did not get it.
Late pull by Devin Newberry, the blocker for UCLA, and sometimes when the blocker pulls late, the hitter is already in a shot motion, and that's what happened to Madison White. She missed that one wide.
So they switch sides every 5 points in the 5th set. That's why all the UCLA players just ran across the sand.
The team behind the team.
White going after it, but Devin Newberry was there, and they're saying it touched Maddie White before it went out.
It did look like Devin Newberry attacked it off the block of Maddie White, who was trying to block that ball defensively. Watch timing.
I think just their hands hit.
Wow.
There's no video review, no challenges in beach volleyball. So the original call that was made is the one that stands.
Wow, their hands touched, but not the ball.
Yeah.
I could not see that first time around. And yes, not having that video review is tough.
And that's big too, especially in a 3rd set when you're only going to 15 points. Wow, you just let that drop.
No, that ball was short.
Oh, the wind caught it?
Devin Newberry trying to go really short and didn't even get to the net.
So the point back on the USC side. They're down by 3.
USC tries to go after Perry Brennan, and she responds. She hit that down the middle.
Maddie Kriz with Newberry pulling, goes after her.
Not enough service pressure from the Bruins. Maddie Fitzpatrick told us, hey, they want to pin her on the line. I haven't seen them pin her on the line once.
And that was the talk in the huddle.
Beautiful range by Maddie Kriz, deep line.
Perry Brennan makes it 7-3, and they will switch sides.
Perry Brennan is so impressive offensively at 5'7". She's having to hit by a very big block at the net and avoid the defender in the backcourt.
You see both head coaches on this court. The walk and talk and timeouts are the only times they can coach. Can't do it during play. Bringing in the 4s now, where Seitz and Pater, it's a must-win set for them. They're up by a point. Here's Van Winkle for UCLA. Grabbing a piece of the USC defense, ties it at 15.
And at the twos, extended rally, but Maddie White able to score for USC and end that rally.
Right side of your screen at the fours. Jaden Whitmarsh serving. Sights to set up Pater. Out, did not get a piece of the block, and UCLA jumps ahead.
The Bruins trying to force Ashley Pater to attack that line. They're giving her a sliver. She has the right idea, but just missing that ball wide.
Meanwhile, at the twos, an ace for Maddie Kriz.
And Maddie Kriz has not gone away from her jump serve. She's had a bunch of service errors, but I like that she's going for it.
Pater coming in, Whitmarsh to dig it. Whitmarsh looking for the corner, yes, got it! Two-point lead for UCLA on the right side of your screen. Meanwhile, USC coming back at the twos, now just a one-point game. They will take a timeout at the twos. We'll focus in on the fours. Oh, Van Winkle turns off the net to save it, then gets back up to attack off of the block.
What a play at the net by Tessa Van Winkle of UCLA to turn and get that little poke over. And then she has to get up, jump, and clear the block of Sights.
And her teammates there cheering her on. A 3-point lead now for UCLA. A win in this set, and they put a point on the board in the duel. Pater again in the middle of the court. So tough.
That time, Ashley Pater finding that line open. Good fast pace on that attack to avoid the defender.
This USC pair has gone 2-1 this season against the pair from UCLA, including clinching the Pac-12 championship last week. It came down to this court between these two.
Unforced error by UCLA, and we will switch 18-17, Bruins 1-point advantage. Jose Loyola talking to his Bruin pair.
And Gustavo Hocha working with the USC pair. Two incredible assistants to have on staff for both of these teams.
And both from Brazil.
Van Winkle pulls. Sights turns around to save it. And Ashley Pater ties it up at 18.
Incredible patience. UCLA had a swing, but Grace Sights, incredible block touch at the net. Look how long she is. Nice touch, and then she's able to stay calm and put up a set for her partner, Ashley Pater.
Dane Blanton told us Grace Sights is one of their best blockers. You can see why. Now it's a race to 21 points and an ace.
USC attacking the middle with their serve, making the passer move, and Grace Sights has a nice flat serve that gets away from Whitmarsh. Tessa Van Winkle and Jane Whitmarsh switch sides.
And they're going to call a net violation on Van Winkle.
The down referee called interference.
As Tessa Van Winkle went under the net.
She's trying to make the play on the ball, but she's not allowed to make contact with USC.
And Tessa Van Winkle just received a yellow card, a warning.
A yellow card is a warning. Yep. If she were to get another one, it would be a red card and a point for the other team.
So that saves 1 set point. Second set point, USC. Remember, in set 1 on this court, USC had 4 set points and lost. Can Van Winkle and Whitmarsh come back again? Peter. Wide, and they're tied. This is a very familiar feeling to what happened in set 1.
Incredible, and they're keeping the pressure on Ashley Pater. She's been really good in transition, but in her side-out game has missed a few of those balls wide, trying to go down the line.
Pater gets back up to attack. Third set point, USC.
Good response by USC. And Pater going right back to her line shot.
This is a must-win set for the Trojans. Whitmarsh. Van Winkle pulls. Pater goes short. Van Winkle blasts it.
It's all about the transition setting. If you get a dig, you have to push your partner up to the net. And I saw some bad sets in that rally, but Jaden Whitmarsh able to get this one up to Tessa Van Winkle. Good pull, picking up the short ball, and then the big arm cross court for UCLA.
Why does it help to have the set closer to the net?
It's a higher percentage place to attack from because you can hit a higher contact point and you have more court to attack. From off the net, it's tough to get on top of. And that's what we call a 3 block, where you start inside and make a late block to take away the line. And Tessa Van Winkle does this perfectly.
That gives match point to UCLA after USC had 3 set points. For a point in the duel. Pater's not done, tied at 22.
Ashley Pater, fantastic response, runs that back set.
It's getting close at the 2s. They're playing to 15 in that third set. White and Chris up 11-9. Left side of your screen at the 4s. Oh, the one-handed save by Pater. Pater giving her all. That's a freshman.
What an incredible read and dig by Ashley Pater to pick up that cut shot. Jaden Whitmarsh hit a really nice cut shot, but Ashley Pater read it all the way. Look at the scoop, and then Grace Seitz able to attack it quickly for the USC point.
4th match point, USC. UCLA has, set point. UCLA has had 1 match point here.
Grace Seitz, last time she was on the service line, was able to go on a scoring run. That one falls short.
Van Winkle's turn. Pater going down the line. Whitmarsh read it.
Nobody.
In. That is in for Ashley Pater. 5th set point USC.
And Grace Seitz at the net so long, she was able to touch that ball from Jaden Whitmarsh, and then Ashley Pater with another deep court kill.
Both of these sets have gone into extra points. USC had 4 set points in the opening frame and could not close it out. Can they do it here to force a 3rd set? Van Winkle's turn. They do with a block. We will play a 3rd set. USC fends off a match point to force set 3.
Incredible. And Tessa Van Winkle staying aggressive, but Grace Seitz, huge block for the Trojans.
So a 25-23 response after dropping the first set. They will play to 15 in set 3. The twos tied up at 12, going to 15 points. They're in a timeout right now.
This is what I expected.
Right?
Both teams showed up playing their best ball, and you see the little adjustments, staying close, making big plays when it counts.
These two programs playing for a national title today, not the first time that has happened. 4th national championship meeting in the last 5 tournaments. USC, of course, looking for a 4-peat. Making their 7th appearance in the national championship duel. UCLA making its 5th. And they're the 1 and 2 seeds again this year coming into the tournament. They bring experience. So many players have played here before and they know what the pressure feels like.
Definitely, but Ashley Pater of USC is just a freshman. She grew up and played on these beaches, but not in this tournament, and this is a huge stage for her.
So Pater, of course, playing at the 4s. They're about to start their set 3. Once these 2 courts are finished, 12 minutes later, the 1s, 3s, and 5s will take to the sand. But how about this? We start out with the first 2 courts going 3 sets each. Perry Brennan and Devin Newberry of UCLA facing Maddie Kriz and Madison White. Each team needing 3 points to win. And there's 1 for USC thanks to Maddie Kriz.
And we talked about it earlier, that cross body, that range that Maddie Kriz has on the right, it's another level, and you have to make adjustments defensively to take it away from her. Either the block or the defender needs to scoot into that area of the court if you want to score points for UCLA.
Head coach Dane Blanton here with this pair on the 2s for USC.
Let's go. All out, White. Serve it up, White. All out here.
Newberry with the hand set to Brennan. Over and in. Match point USC.
That ball blew so quick at the last second, and Devin Newberry looked like she was tracking it to defend, and it just came over and tags the line.
Newberry's turn to attack. Maddie Kriz. Newberry tanking angle, still match point USC.
USC had a swing for it. It was way off the net. Devin Newberry gets a chance, late pull, and the beautiful cut shot from the left side from Devin Newberry. What a shot.
UCLA has to do it again. It is 2nd match point for the Trojans.
Let's go, White, right now. You got this, Devin.
Madison White going behind. Point on the board for USC, and it comes from the twos.
Incredible response after losing the first set, 21-14, but Maddie White gets the last serve, and look at her jump extra high for that kill, and first point for USC.
What a battle we have already seen. I mean, Devin Newberry and Perry Brennan of UCLA came out and scored the first 5 points in this match, and then they end up losing. What adjustments from Maddie Kriz and Madison White to come back.
Incredible, and what a response, and we saw it at USC on April 18th on Senior Day, and incredible. I mean, Maddie White is a killer at the NCAA tournament.
And Madison is standing by with the Maddies from USC.
All right, match point, serve, receive. You're on the bad side. What was going through your mind in that moment?
I think in my mind, I just told me there's no good side, bad side. There's just what you make of it. And we always want to go out swinging. Win or lose, we want to go out putting pressure on the other team, make them make a play. And so I think for me, it just came down to that.
Mental toughness is the name of the game in third sets. How has this season prepared you to perform in the way you did in the third?
I think Maddie White and I have had a lot of ups and downs in like the first 2 sets. But the one thing we've really kept consistent is just trusting the process until the third set. So it's really nice to have that foundation. We had, especially against UCLA, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of third setters. So it's nice for us to just rely on our technique and be able to trust one another. And we always make eye contact and try and just like engage both of us and just have it be us two out there. So, yeah.
Go watch the fours. Thank you so much.
Yeah, everybody's going to run over to the court where the fours are playing. They're the only court in action right now. USC leads the duel 1-0. You need 3 points to win. After this match finishes at the fours, then the 1s, 3s, and 5s will start. But Van Winkle and Whitmarsh up by a point. Ashley Pater has been so good today.
Really nice decision offensively. And that comes with growing up playing so much volleyball, having that high volleyball IQ.
We talk about all the returners for USC. Well, these two were not returners. Grace Seitz was at LSU. Ashley Pater was in high school, or taking a gap year, I should say. Give her that ace.
Beautiful flat serve, catches the top of the tape, falls in USC's favor.
Yes, yes. Good. High line.
Pater strikes again, 2-point lead.
It looks like UCLA is getting tentative with their attack, and that plays right into the game of Seitz and Pater.
So they will take a break here with Grace Seitz and Ashley Pater up 5-3. Just after Madison Fitzpatrick talked to the Maddies, Maddie Kriz running over to her family. I mean, so cool. Somebody that was at Stanford, she's been here. Now this is her 3rd appearance, but never in the championship duel until today.
And big difference when you're in that final with a chance to score a point that will help your program win the title.
Well, the Stanley Cup playoffs continuing later today on ESPN with Game 1 of the Eastern Conference second round to begin. Between the Hurricanes and the Rangers, watch it live from Madison Square Garden today at 4 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN+. USC leads our championship duel 1-0. The women of Troy trying to four-peat. They have already won 3 straight national championships, 5 NCAA championships. Facing their rival UCLA, who's a 2-time championship winner here at this event. And all eyes right now on the fours, the only court in action. Both of the first 2 sets have gone to extra points. This one playing to 15. But they may have other ideas. We've gone to extra points before already.
Out!
Van Winkle in as they take the option.
Looked like Grace Seitz called that out for Ashley Pater, but it drops in. Tessa Van Winkle's second ball kill for UCLA.
I told you about Tessa's sister, Abby. Abby clinched the national title for UCLA in 2019 on this beach. And that's a double contact on Grace Seitz.
The Bruins have been letting the referee know they don't like the handsets, and they've complained a few times. That one gets called, and now all tied up. Jose Loyola talking to his pair.
How different is that handset on the beach compared to the indoor game?
Well, on the beach, it's a longer touch. You've got wind and different factors that affect it. Obviously, you have to get your feet there, but the ball comes out a little bit slower than indoor, where you're trying to run play sets, and it comes out quick.
Just long for Tessa Van Winkle. Everybody gathered around this court, right in the middle, to watch the fours.
Come on, P. Come on. And
You can see the block all the way in the sky.
Grace Seitz, huge block move. Jaden Whitmarsh ran a back set and went thumb down, trying to go back cross court, and Grace Seitz makes a huge block move, taking it away from her. Beautiful defensive strategy for USC.
This time they'll try to go over that block. Whitmarsh behind. And Grace Seitz is just owning the net right now.
She is so long up there. She's touching everything, and if she doesn't block it, she's getting a deflection and then making a play.
Grace Seitz, the youngest of 5 kids. Her sister Hannah played volleyball in college. Her brother played college basketball. An athletic family. Actually started beach volleyball because she wanted to play and be like her sister who played volleyball. That one drops in. A little short corner action for Jaden Whitmarsh.
But if you notice, Jaden Whitmarsh had to go really high to get over the block of Grace Seitz. Up and over, short ball away from Ashley Pater. Jaden Whitmarsh was on the run, sprinting to the line. Pater recognizes that, and Ashley Pater goes cross court, serving the middle. I like the first contact, and then you see Jaden Whitmarsh taking off to pick up that line shot. Also, you see Ashley Pater taking a look. She's very good. That's an advanced play for a freshman like that, to actually recognize what is going on defensively on the other side of the net.
They talked about her maturity, about her volleyball IQ. Coming in as a freshman, someone who graduated a year early and took a gap year to train before playing for USC. Oh, and an ace gets them to 10 points.
USC has scored points with their serve. UCLA has not.
What makes their serve aggressive?
Just a little bit more pace. I feel like UCLA's trying to get it to Ashley Pater, but not enough pace, not enough flatness, not enough pressure.
USC left side of your screen, UCLA right side of your screen. Pater with the save. Seitz to set her up. And it's 11-6. I mean, USC is rolling right now in the sand.
And it's because of the presence of Grace Seitz at the net. She's so big. The hitters for the Bruins have to think about where they're going, and that plays right into Ashley Pater's game. Really nice transition choice, turning a dig into a point.
Ashley Pater's confidence has just grown. Not that it was weak when she started this match, but it has just gotten better and better every single point.
Yes, yes. Good. Highlight.
They can't stop her.
We talk about the dance and movement between partners. Seitz and Pater moving as a perfect team. One is taking angle, one is taking line. In the timing of their defense working out really well to score points. UCLA struggling to find open sand.
12-6 now, 3 points away for USC. They already lead the duel 1-0. You need 3 points to win. And Tessa Van Winkle finally stops the bleeding.
That was an important play. Can they serve tough enough and make some defensive plays to make this close?
Whitmarsh got there. Pater, I mean, what do you do?
Incredible. Love her choices, where she's putting the ball in transition. She has really looked up to Delaney Maple, who's been mentoring her.
We'll get to see Delaney Maple play at the ones for USC once this match is done. Right now, all eyes on the fours. USC won in 3 sets at the twos. They had to come back in that match to win, but Madison White and Maddie Kriz got it done. That's why they lead this duel 1-0.
And back. Go.
Good hustle there, but Tessa Van Winkle big at the net for UCLA. I was watching the block signals for USC, and it was a block line. But Grace Seitz is reading the hitter and jumping big into where she sees them swinging.
UCLA with some work to do. USC just needs 2 points. Seitz going behind. Saved by Whitmarsh. Poke shot, match point USC.
All the tools from freshman Ashley Pater, having a fantastic match today.
How fitting. Ashley Pater ends the match at the fours. What a performance from her and her partner, Grace Seitz. USC leads this national championship 2-0.
Bruins won the first set on both courts, but the response from USC, fantastic in the second and third sets.
We saw how important this court, the fours, Grace Seitz and Ashley Pater were a week ago facing UCLA. They clinched the Pac-12 championship against the Bruins. Now they clinch a second point for USC. UCLA has their work cut out for them. They're going to have to win on the 3 remaining courts to win a championship.
Tough serve going to Jaden Whitmarsh. She took her glasses off. This ball too safe in the middle of the court, and Pater picks it up. A little drop roll shot, perfectly executed by the freshman of USC.
And the pair running over to their teammates to celebrate. USC can feel a little bit better about going into our second flight. But remember, it's whoever wins on 3 courts first.
And a reverse sweep has happened before.
Drea is down with the winning pair of Ashley Pater and Grace Seitz.
Ladies, congratulations. Ashley, you were emotional. I heard you tell your teammates that was so hard. How were you able to dig deep and win in 3?
I mean, the first set being up by 3 points and not being able to close it's really hard, mentally. So going into the second set and also being down 8-4, it was really hard, and we stayed so mentally in it, and I'm really, really proud of ourselves, and we had nothing to lose that third set, and we let it all out, and I'm just really happy for us and Grace.
Grace, you transferred here for this moment. At one point, the broadcast team said Grace Sight is owning the net. What was your mentality out there?
I mean, all I knew is I could take over. Goose keeps on telling us that either one of us can take over the game at any point. I just knew what Pater said. We had nothing to lose. Went out there, gave it all out. I could not do it without having full trust with Pater behind me. I knew whatever happened, we were both going to give it all our all.
Full trust with Pater behind me. Ashley, you're just a freshman, experiencing a lot of emotions here. What are you feeling?
I'm just feeling relieved. I'm feeling so happy. I was quite nervous. I mean, UCLA is such a good team, so being able to compete to our best and just having such a good crowd cheering us on, it really meant a lot. So I think I'm just very, very happy with us and the whole crowd for just being there with us.
One of the special things about beach volleyball is now you get to go cheer on your teammates. How do you decide what court you go to, what court you stay on?
I mean, I think we keep moving. We go all over. I think we can see which teams need us, and honestly, we have full faith in every single one of our teams. I think if none of us were here and they were out there on their own, they could do it. But having us behind them is such a huge thing, and everybody's just so excited to be there for each other, no matter what court it is.
I know you both give a lot of credit to your sisters for being here, so I know they're so proud of you. You put a point on the board. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's go.
What an incredible finish for USC at the fours. And just the first year of playing for Ashley Pater in her freshman season. She was phenomenal. So was her partner, Grace Seitz. USC leading this duel. Maddie Kriz and Madison White able to close it out at the 2s. And then Ashley Pater and Grace Seitz put the second point on the board. UCLA is going to have to win on the 3 remaining courts to win a title. They start when we come back. That 4-peat is within reach for USC. They need 1 more point to win a national championship. UCLA will have to win at every remaining court in order to come back and win this title. Madison Fitzpatrick, what's it been like on the sand?
It's been absolutely electric, which no one put it past the national championship to be electric, but I just listened in to UCLA's huddle before the match, and from Coach Jose to Lexi and Maggie, he said, control what you can control. Our court is the only court that we can control, and do your job, and your job is to win. And then Lexi looked at Maggie and said, this is fun. This is like every other game we played. We know how to play beach volleyball. Let's go out there, do our job, and take care of business.
Yeah, their job to win. You're right, Madison. They have to win on all 3 of these remaining courts.
Last year, these ones were able to beat USC at the top court.
So the 1s, 3s, and 5s will be in action. They are about to start after the 2s and 4s went the way of USC. We will head out to the 1s. Lexi Dinenberg, Maggie Boyd of UCLA taking on Megan Kraft and Delaney Maple. Again, USC just has to win on one of these courts, but this should be some high-level volleyball right here between these 2 duos.
Last week when they met, UCLA went after Meg Kraft, and a lot of teams don't. They go after Delaney Maple, so we'll see if that continues today.
Dinenberg and Boyd, 33-7 on the year. They're 5-4 against USC. So Kraft and Maple take the first point. They're 35-4 as a pair this season. And Delaney Maple, we saw yesterday, she told us You know, she talked to her coaching staff and they said, come out and play like a kid again, play free. And that's exactly how Meg Craft and Delaney Maple looked. They dominated LMU in the quarters and then took down Cal Poly handily in the semifinals.
Delaney Maple said she's never played that carefree. She's always felt a ton of pressure until she had that mindset. And good start for USC so far.
They serve at Denneberg. And the pass too tight. That's 3 straight points for USC.
Balls seem to be blowing too tight, and Meg Craft is a long presence defensively at the net. UCLA needs to take care of those contacts.
What's the good side and the bad side right now on this court?
USC is actually on the bad side, UCLA on the better side with the wind in their face, but they gave up 3 points right off the bat.
Lexi Denneberg, though, she is an experienced player. If anybody can turn it around quickly, she can. The UCLA career wins leader, a 4-time first-team All-American. Started her career at the Ones as a freshman. Now a 5th-year player. Denneberg with the swing and the kill.
I love that play by Lexi Denneberg. Aggressive serve, pulls off the net, digs the ball, and big transition swing. I think her serve can be a huge weapon if they want to upset Craft and Maple.
That's one of her earliest beach volleyball memories, is serving. She was playing or watching her sisters play, and at the intermission of her sisters' match, she had to serve to hit a water bottle. Now, she didn't hit the water bottle, but she still took one home.
That's pretty impressive.
That serve has gotten better and better, and Denneberg worked her way up and has been at the Ones her whole career for UCLA. She is the leader on and off the court. Now Meg Craft's got a pretty bomb serve too. She'll go short and send UCLA scrambling. Denneberg drops it into the back corner as Craft pulls.
Meg Craft has been using this short serve a lot. It's very effective, and it takes the approach away from the hitter. Lexi Denneberg has to get up, but she is so strong. Without an approach, she can just get up. Look at, she just has to pop up, step close, and then powers this ball down the line. That's an impressive play. I like the strategy and the idea from USC, but UCLA had the answer.
And Maggie Boyd serves that one long. For this USC pair, you've got to mention Megan Craft, who is the National Player of the Year, a 3-time first-team All-American, making her 4th appearance at NCAAs. And it's possible we could see Megan Craft in the Olympics in 2028.
Definitely, she's at the level. She will be in the race. Great redirect by Maggie Boyd. She was running out of real estate, but cuts it back into the court.
What's your favorite part of Megan Craft's game?
The fact that she has no weaknesses.
Yeah.
I mean, her ball control, one of her best skills is her setting, and Delaney Maple so good defensively. Meg Craft is able to put her in positions to score consistently.
And that time she helps Delaney Maple get a point. It was fun reading back through my old notes when Megan Craft was a freshman. Dane Blanton told us she should be the top player in the country by the end of her career. And guess what? She's at the end of her career, and she is the National Player of the Year.
She's been one of the top players in the country for a long time.
A service error and a point for the Bruins.
This is a pair for UCLA who is confident against their opponents, and not very many people can say that.
Maple on the run, still gets it up to Meg Craft. The hustle from Delaney Maple.
UCLA trying to get SC out of system. The pass wasn't good, but the hustle play by Delaney Maple to set up Meg Craft. This ball goes the wrong way, but Maple lifts it for Meg Craft, an open net kill for USC.
She's an AVCA first-team All-American as well, 2-time. Maggie Boyd attacking. Maple behind the set. In!
Incredible thumb down shot by Maple.
Let's check in with Madison.
Well, the wind is a little gusty out here, so I would definitely expect the wind to play to come in effect here on court one. Now on the good side, when the wind is in your face, it's going to guide the ball and serve receive into your platform. So that's one reason why it's the good side. You can also set the ball tighter because the wind will blow it off, and you can swing and serve with more power because the wind's going to make it drop quicker onto your opponent's side. Now UCLA moving on to the good side. Let's see if that changes anything for them.
Definitely, especially Denneberg and Boyd. Both of them have really aggressive jump serves that they can score points on, but they cannot take their foot off the gas. There is no time to be tentative on any of these courts.
Let's check in with Drea.
Well, speaking of the wind, Courtney, when I talked to USC head coach Dane Blanton about what could possibly give his team the edge in today's duel, he said, one, their physicality, and then two, he kind of smirked and said, and I like the wind. I think we can use it.
This is the first day, really, that the wind has been a factor. We started play on Friday and haven't had much wind Friday and Saturday until today. Delaney Maple will take that.
Delaney Maple offensively has such nice hand contact in the ball and on the ball, and she's able to use the entire court. Just a drop shot there scoring for USC.
Going to 21 points here in set one. UCLA has to win on every remaining court. That one goes long on Maggie Boyd, and it's 10-6, advantage SC.
And you see another short serve from May Craft. It's interesting, as a blocker, usually you don't want the short serve because you have to rush up to the net to defend the on-two, but that time Maggie Boyd misses long.
She goes short again. Denneberg will take it to the back row.
Rainbow shot, high cross court scores for Denneberg. USC trying to keep the pressure on Lexi Denneberg.
Maple again sits scrambling after that first contact. Denneberg closes it out with a little angle shot. And USC leading our national championship duel 2-0. The 2s and 4s both went the way of the Trojans. UCLA has to win on the 3 remaining courts to catch back up. The first team to 3 points wins a national championship.
And USC up on all 3 courts in the first set.
USC trying to four-peat. Last year, they pulled the upset on UCLA, who was the top seed in this tournament, to three-peat. Can they do it against their rival again? That one dribbles down the tape and out for Lexi Denneberg.
UCLA struggling a little bit offensively, trying to find their rhythm. They're under a lot of pressure. They need wins at all 3 courts.
And a service error by Delaney Maple. Do you think USC's serving has something to do with that too? Are they serving tough enough?
Well, that short serve can take away the approach, and then May Craft, big at the net, shrinks that court defensively, so yes.
So the technical timeout here. They will take a seat at the ones. USC leads the national championship 2-0. A view from one of the copters today that flew over for the national anthem. Thanks again to the U.S. Army Aviation Center of Excellence at Fort Novosel, Alabama. So cool. We'll take you around the grounds as well. It's a beautiful setup here in Gulf Shores. The last year that our championship will be here before moving over to California. The 5s taking a seat right now. Nabin Thomas, Madison Gellner, Natalie Miskowski, Enzi Alden. The 1s playing in the middle. We were just there with those pair. Again, USC needing to win just on one of these courts in order to win a national championship. And Megan Craft will be back to serve for USC on the left side of the court. Denneberg coming in, and a point for UCLA, who's trying to catch up at the 1s. We want to take you over to the 3s, though, for the very first time, where we'll get to see Audrey Norse and Nicole Norse. They actually clinched the national championship for USC last year against this Bruin team.
In the 3rd set.
So it's a close one, tied up, or excuse me, a 2-point lead for the Norse Twins.
Head coach Dane Blanton doing the walk and talk with the Twins.
They're facing Kinsey Brower and of UCLA. What makes the Norse Twins so hard to deal with?
Well, they're so good technically, so when they stay in system, they're both beautiful hand setters. They're tough to stop, and then if their defense is on, they really shrink the court. They're both dynamic at the net, and they're quick on their feet.
That's Audrey Norse at the net, blocking right now. And that point will swing UCLA's way.
Good cover play to stay alive by UCLA in that one.
There's Jessie Smith. She missed some time this season with an injury, but made sure to stay on the same page with her partner, Kinsey Brower. They spent a lot of time in the film room together when they couldn't practice and kept that line of communication open. So when they did get the chance to play, they were ready to go.
And UCLA testing Nicole Norse, the left-handed player on the USC pair. And most of the teams attack Audrey Norse, and she is so used to playing that role. But a lot of teams switching it up, trying to see if Nicole Norse can answer the challenge.
And a tough serve there by Audrey Norse.
One of the biggest focuses for this USC pair has been serving all season long because they're so good defensively, but they have to put service pressure on their opponents because they aren't the biggest block. They're technically very good, but the service pressure really helps.
How do they put that pressure on?
By serving to space and getting teams out of system because they're both so quick pulling off the net if they need to.
That time UCLA is going to be able to handle it, and Kinsey Brower, the redshirt freshman out of Naperville, Illinois, redshirted last year, so this is her first NCAA tournament appearance and her first championship appearance. That one sails long on her. It's 18-15 in favor of USC. Brower, just enough space in that back quarter for Kinsey Brower.
And Jenny Johnson-Jordan said Kinsey Brower has such a high contact point. She can really affect the game at a high level, so look for her to try and make some big stops at the net defensively.
She came in from that redshirt season so ready to go in the fall. I mean, put in the work in the offseason. They immediately noticed a difference in her game. And there's another point for the Norse Twins. Drea is watching Audrey and Nicole on this court.
Well, one thing you might notice, Courtney, is on their visors, they have 8 and 24. They are big Kobe Bryant fans, so tapping into the Mamba mentality here in the championship.
Not a terrible mentality to tap into.
No, they actually went to school with Kobe's kids as well, so they were able to meet him. But definitely inspired by his mentality and athleticism.
And we saw that mentality last year when it came down to their court. All eyes on the Norse Twins, and they clinched a 3rd straight national championship for USC. Audrey serving. Service error.
Bruins need to try and get something going with their defense.
So it'll be Kinsey Brower's serve.
Wow. Beautiful serve into the windy corner. The wind is coming off the Gulf. And Kinsey Brower goes into that wind away from Audrey Norse, and you see the ball just drop. That's because she is serving into the wind.
That'll be a service error, and that makes it set point for USC. Nicole Norse, the lefty. Brower off hands and drops it in too, right off the block.
Good flat hit off the top of the block, and helps if you can get up high, and Kinsey Brower does so. Jessie Smith pushes her partner up to the net, bettering the ball, and then Kinsey Brower using the block.
Second set point, USC. Oh, what an up there from Jessie Smith. And they've tied it at 20.
Jessie Smith, big play for UCLA, and she is fired up. They are digging deep for some energy. Look at her get under this ball. This set way off the net, but Jessie Smith gets her feet under that for UCLA.
Have to win by 2. Audrey coming in with the firepower. 3rd set point USC.
Audrey Norse going aggressive with the big swing, challenging the defender in the backcourt.
The Norse twins, 2nd in USC history in pair wins behind Clays and Hughes, 2 big names. It's the block from Nicole Norse that seals set 1 for USC.
Impressive, big stuff at the net. Nicole Norse has worked so hard on her block technique, and look at her get up and over for USC.
Let's quickly get you to the ones where it is set point for Kraft and Maple. Madison, what's been happening on this court?
Well, USC has been running the table here. Megan Kraft and Maple are moving the set around and getting really crafty with the offense, no pun intended. Kraft will fake going behind and then run through the middle, so offensively they've been absolutely elite.
That just wide, still a set point coming for Kraft and Maple. Lexi Dinenberg will try to dig UCLA out of this hole. Kraft takes it on 2. Set 1 to USC.
The first flight, UCLA was dominant. This second flight of 3 matches, it's been all USC. Look at the perfect pass by Maple, and then the option ball by Megan Kraft to the short part of the court over the block of Dinenberg.
So again, USC just needs to win on 1 more court. They have taken the first set at the 3s and the 2s. So UCLA has some work to do. They'll have to come back at both of those positions, the 1s and the 3s, in order to have a chance at a title. Meanwhile, they're up at the 5s. Natalie Miskowski and Inslee Alden up by 3.
This is a pair for UCLA that are so good from the service line. They're able to put so much pressure on their opponents by using the whole court. They're like surgeons, the way they dissect the court.
This is Inslee Alden, the redshirt freshman, took her red shirt last season. And a service error here. This UCLA pair 0-2 against this USC pair this season. And now Mabin Thomas steps back. It's a sophomore and a freshman on the USC side of the court at this 5 spot. Gellner sends it up to Thomas. They've pulled within 1.
That set got away from UCLA. Natalie Miskowski trying to run a back set, and it just took them out of system. They need to make sure they're taking care of each contact, and Gellner's a big block at the net, so they want to stay in system and make her stay there so they can shoot around her.
And Madison Gellner, number 20 for USC. What a powerful player in all aspects of her game.
And Dane Blanton told us about her all season long. He said, look, Madison Gellner is coming on strong. I might have to put her in the lineup, and he did. She earned it.
Here she is at the 5s in the national championship duel.
Beautiful option ball, and the easy serve to Alden gets taken care of by the Bruins. That's a perfect first contact. Natalie Miskowski can set or hit that ball.
Yeah, taking the option, meeting, taking it over on the second contact. Miskowski, an alternate last year, now at the 5s this year. That goes long. It's set point UCLA.
Mabin Thomas, big time swing. She's a very aggressive attacker, misses that ball wide.
Looking for the corner, but long from Mabin Thomas, and set one to UCLA.
The only court that UCLA has been able to win at the fives.
USC getting closer and closer to a four-peat. They're up 2-0 in this duel. Well, USC is trying to be in elite company if they can win 4 straight titles here today. Since the 2009-2010 season, there's been a few programs to do it. Penn State indoor volleyball, the Oregon women's indoor track and field team won 5 straight titles. And then, of course, Brianna Stewart and the UConn Huskies, I'll never forget that, 4 straight NCAA titles ending in 2016. And how about the Virginia women's swimming and diving team? They won 4 straight from 2021 to 2024. Not an easy thing to do, but something that USC is trying to accomplish here, four-peating, and they remain undefeated in NCAA tournament matches at 10-0.
That's an incredible number, but they came out with the right mindset. They did not want to rest on their laurels. They came out aggressive.
The 2s and 4s put the first 2 points on the board for USC. They need to win on 1 more court. UCLA has to win on all 3 of the courts left, and we're back at the ones here, where it was Kraft and Maple winning the first set 21-16. This now becomes a must-win set for Lexi Denneberg and Maggie Boyd. These two have really focused a lot on their health, on their conditioning. They spent a lot of time in the training room. Maggie's missed some time with injury last year. Lexi's dealt with a few things. So making sure they've done everything they can this year to stay in tip-top shape. Oh, what a save by Boyd! Just threw a hand out. Megan Kraft, though, there's not much you can do with that.
Meg Kraft stays aggressive, doesn't settle for the shot. Good deflection there, Maggie Boyd, and then Denneberg just has to get it over. And then the late pull by Denneberg, hoping for a shot, but Meg Kraft crushes that one.
Megan Kraft, a future Olympian. We could see her in LA in 2028. Denneberg looking down the line. Maple's there. Poked over on 2. Meg Kraft and that block. My goodness.
That ball dug short by Denneberg, and she doesn't get far off the net so she can get an approach and create some space to work around that big block. Doesn't help that Meg Kraft is long and way over the net for USC.
Delaney Maple told us her partner, Meg Kraft, one of the smartest players in college beach volleyball. Comes up with some pretty great game plans when they watch film together. That one, this time, through the block at a point for the Bruins.
This pair for USC were world champs for U19 in 2021. They've been playing at a high level as partners for a long time.
They were high school teammates as well. It's both of their last seasons playing.
Line!
Maple coming in. Yes, got the line, just enough of it.
Well, the late pull that time worked for Lexi Denneberg. She had to dig in a swing, but Delaney Maple, good response to dig that ball.
That's it, Bruins. You're there now. You're there now. Hey, your game, Brew. Your game. We're with you. Option, back.
Nobody on. Around comes Maggie Boyd. Maple trying to challenge Denneberg's block. And a bit too far over. Lexi Denneberg ends one of the best rallies we've seen.
Both teams going to work, touching everything. Look at this ball by Maggie Boyd to slide under it, and Denneberg gets her hand on it. This ball blows tight, and then Lexi Denneberg goes up and gets it. Big UCLA point.
1 point advantage for USC here in set number 2. Need a minute to take a breath after that rally. Boyd in between the two players, ties it at 7.
Beautiful transition defense by Maggie Boyd, but sitting in that pocket and digging the pace from Megan Kraft.
So they will switch sides. Looking at our remaining scores here, the 1s, 3s, and 5s are in action. This one court, so important right now because UCLA is up at the 3s and the 5s trying to force third sets. We could see it come down to this 1s pair here. USC just needs to win on one more court. UCLA has to win on the remaining 3 courts. Yeah, that's going to be a double contact on Megan Kraft. UCLA with a nice response here in the second set, Drea.
Absolutely, Courtney. In the sit down after the first set when they dropped it, Coach Jenny Johnson-Jordan was so calm and so confident and encouraging to her pair. Both Kinsey Brower and Jessie Smith were like, hey, we're playing great volleyball, and they've come out on fire. Kinsey Brower with 3 aces so far in this set.
So that, of course, is over at the 3s. We're looking at the 1s right now. Lexi Denneberg and Maggie Boyd up or tied with Kraft and Maple. Serve is long. UCLA jumps ahead.
UCLA looking to create some opportunities with their defense, and I like when Lexi Denneberg stays at the net a little bit more. The late pulls were not working.
It's in for Maggie Boyd.
Well done on the second ball. That time, the strong serve from UCLA got Meg Kraft out of system. Look at Delaney Maple keep that ball alive, and then this option ball deep to the back line. Well done by Maggie Boyd.
2-point advantage for UCLA. They say it's out, and immediately our official is going to get down and go look at this ball mark on the sand.
It was very close. An ace. Wow, UCLA needed that one. This is a serve at the junior level that Maggie Boyd was so good at. Look at the left knee go down of Meg Kraft. That stops her from any side motion. You want to stay on your feet as a passer.
Momentum on the side of UCLA. They have to win this set. Kraft runs behind. Boyd coming in, and the run continues for UCLA.
And the pressure from UCLA, keeping it all on Megan Kraft with that top spin jump serve, and then Maggie Boyd sitting in the pocket and digging those balls for transition. Maple and Kraft switching sides.
And Maple tooling the block. Why does the side switch help?
It just gives them a different look. Meg Kraft wanted to go to the right side and side out from that side. Sometimes if you're in a rut from the left side, not seeing the court, going to the right side and opening things up helps.
So technical timeout at the 1s where UCLA is up 12-9. UCLA up on the other two courts as well. Brower and Smith up at the 3s, and Miskowski and Alden up at the 5s.
Incredible response. We saw it from USC during the first flight, but now we're seeing it from UCLA.
And you heard Drea tell us moments ago about how Brower and Smith have really righted the ship here after losing 22-21. They've only allowed 6 points to the Norse Twins.
That one rattles through the UCLA defense, but big deficit here for the Trojans.
Yeah, a pair for USC who has only lost 7 matches on the season. They've won 31. Also includes winning their last 9 NCAA tournament matches that they've played in their careers. That goes long. So Jessie Smith grabbing the sand, testing the wind, see how she can use it to advantage with her serve, but that's going to go into the net.
UCLA trying to get some momentum on this side of the court, up big in the second set.
Smith a little too soft on that.
And the Bruins can't relax. Yes, they're up big in the second set, but they cannot relax against Audrey and Nicole Norse. That ball missed long by Jessie Smith from the left side.
Still a 6-point lead here for UCLA. And Audrey Norse going up one-handed.
And Nicole Norse, tough serve, sets up that play at the net for her twin sister.
So the Norse Twins with some work to do at the 3s. We go back to the 1s. Again, UCLA playing catch-up at the 1s and the 3s. Dinneberg and Boyd up by 4 now. Maggie Boyd with the hustle to get back up and attack. Delaney Maple, boom!
Swinging for points. That's what Dane Blanton wants to see from his team. Maggie Boyd tries to get her feet there, but not enough to actually get pace on the ball. And Delaney Maple, there's the big swing for USC.
Delaney Maples increased her vertical by 5 inches. Pretty nice serve, too, with the ace. Madison, what have you noticed on this court?
Well, I listened in on the technical timeout for USC, and the message from coach was, we knew it was going to be a dogfight. Take deep breaths, center yourself, and trust yourself. Technically, if you're going to go for the sideline, go for it. Make late calls, and you have to want it every attack, or like Delaney's doing right now, every serve.
That's in. That is in for Maggie Boyd.
Well played by Maggie Boyd down the sideline. Looked like Meg Kraft was jumping in, and Maggie Boyd recognized that for UCLA.
Oh, Meg Kraft got there to save it. Poking over the block.
Maggie Boyd for UCLA making plays in the backcourt. She is chasing down some balls, making things happen. Really impressive for UCLA.
So over at the 5s now, Who needs a whiteboard when you can just draw up a play in the sand during a timeout?
It's perfect, right?
Literal strategy in the sand at the fives. Right now, Miskowski and Alden up at the fives, 13-10. UCLA has to win on all 3 of these courts. USC just needs to win on 1 of the remaining courts. The ones are in a timeout, so we are back at the 3s, where what a response from Kenzie Brower and Jessie Smith. Up by 5 on Audrey and Nicole Norse. Here's Audrey. Kenzie Brower.
Well played by Kenzie Brower, recognizing the block, pulling off the net, hitting deep into that area of the court. But it starts with that good pass, and then Jessie Smith is able to use her hands to set Brower up for the kill.
UCLA needs 2 more points. That swing off of the block by Audrey Norse.
Audrey Norse not trying to avoid the block, challenging it. Big swing off the high hands.
Brower with the back set to Smith. Set point UCLA.
Jessie Smith so tough to defend out of the middle of the court. This is a free ball after the hustle play by USC. Look at the middle of the court. Where do you go as a defender in the backcourt? It's tough.
Oh, that serve sends USC all kinds of out of system, but it doesn't matter. Still set point for UCLA.
How about that hustle play by Nicole Norse to keep it alive and get that point?
USC down by 5, a second set point coming for UCLA. UCLA is up on every court right now in the second set. Kenzie Brower gives the second set to UCLA. We will play a third set at the 3s.
And the drama continues between these 2 programs. I mean, you expect this kind of a battle. SC dominating the first set, UCLA responding in the second.
Remember, they've met 6 times this season, and they have split those meetings. This one being the ultimate meeting in the national championship. Dinenberg and Boyd up on Kraft and Maple. Maple pounds it home.
The short serve strategy for USC is taking the vision and approach away from Lexi Dinenberg. Usually she likes a longer runway, so USC will continue to do that if they're able to score and read her offense.
Oh, what a save from Delaney Maple. Maggie Boyd, too far.
Right idea by Maggie Boyd to try and hit that corner, missing it long. Look at this ball here, hard hit. Delaney Maple gets there, and then transition by UCLA. Look, wide open sand, but missing it long.
So they'll take a timeout here. UCLA up by 2. Let's swing over to the 5s. This was the only court in this flight where UCLA took the first set, and now they're up 3 in the second set. Miskowski and Alden. They were really challenged at Pac-12s last weekend.
It's interesting because if you look down the USC lineup, every pair has experience except for this one.
They were paired just 3 weeks ago. Talking about the USC pair. Rolled over by Maven Thomas.
Beautiful cut shot there. I think UCLA dropped a little bit too early in my opinion.
That sails long on Mabin Thomas.
Bruins pushing for their first point on the board.
Natalie Miskowski fires a serve. Madison Gellner, oh, dug up by Alden. But they can't put it away. Madison Gellner has so much power. She's so physical.
But Bruins had that in hand to attack and didn't get the swing they wanted.
Too tight. Gellner knew it.
Setting air for the Bruins. They need to take care of each contact. Obviously, passing forward makes that set easier.
They're switching sides. We want to bring in the ones because this is getting close. Kraft and Maple now trailing just by 1 with Megan Kraft serving. Denneberg back to a 2-point lead.
Good elevation by Denneberg, hitting that seam ball.
Left side of the screen at the 5s. Miskowski too short on the attack into the net. Kraft with the kill at the 1s. Back to a 1-point game. They'll take a timeout at the 5s, so we take a look at the 1s. A win for USC in this set, and they win a national championship. UCLA has to win this set to extend the match. Maple gave everything she had to get there. Maggie Boyd sneaking it past Delaney Maple on the second time.
Not easy to find open sand against Kraft and Maple. It takes 2 swings, but Maggie Boyd gets one down the line.
Denneberg will serve at Kraft. Megan Kraft.
Megan Kraft for USC recognizes that Lexi Denneberg has to run to the net, so she forces her offense cross court, making Denneberg run all the way there, and it's really hard for a blocker to get their feet under them when they're tracking that ball all the way across the net.
This matchup always heated between these two at the 1s. Kraft and Maple have lost 23 sets together in their career. 9 of those have been to UCLA. Oh, and that just barely got over. I mean, Denneberg, the look on her face. She'll take it, though. Set point, UCLA.
This ball just carries over the net, and Meg Kraft, I think it blew over, and she was not expecting that. It was a gift for UCLA, though.
Trying to force a third set. With an ace, they do! Maggie Boyd, get that in the corner! We're going 3.
Look at this topspin serve and the accuracy off the hand of Maggie Boyd. Incredible ace for UCLA to push a third set at the 1s.
The Bruins have had a great response in the second set on courts 1 and 3 after they dropped the first set. So here's how the scores shape up now. USC is leading the duel 2-0. UCLA has got to win on the 3 remaining courts if they want the national title. We're going to go out to the 5s. UCLA won the first set. Now we're tied at 19. It's long. Set point for USC.
Wow. This SC pair was down, and a couple unforced errors for UCLA let them back in.
up at 20.
Service pressure, again, crucial for this UCLA team. They don't have the biggest block, but their serving can get teams in trouble.
David Thomas advantage USC, and it'll be their second set point.
Ensley Alden got an arm on it, just couldn't control it. The lefty looking to go back sets often for USC.
Wiskowski. 21's on the board.
Really well placed deep into the court where the blocker was trying to pull into. Kelly Reeves, first year assistant coach for UCLA, walk in with her pair fives.
Both of us make plays now, go.
You hear her say, both of us make plays, and they are pushing for a point on the board for the Bruins.
The pressure is on. UCLA has forced a third set at the ones and the threes. They could get a point here in just 2 sets if they could close it out. One arm saved by Alden. But USC no quit.
Ball dug over the net, and Gellner goes up and gets it on top of the net.
So a third set point for the Trojans. Wiskowski, too far. Set 3 is coming at the 5s.
This is incredible. I mean, anytime these two programs meet, this kind of drama happens.
This is the first national championship duel to have all 5 matches go to 3 sets.
And we wouldn't have it any other way.
Absolutely not. This is incredible. So it'll be a race to 15 points on the 3 remaining courts. And right now, the Norse Twins are the closest. 9-6 here. Remember, they clinched the national championship last year for USC. Can they clinch a 4-peat? This was last year. All eyes were on Audrey and Nicole and the hopes of a national championship.
What a moment.
Somebody's going to be running into the Gulf and hoisting a trophy after this. Can Kinsey Brower and Jessie Smith come back? They did so well in adjusting in that second set to win 21-15. Nicole Norse. Saved by Jessie Smith. Audrey out.
Audrey Norse trying to get her feet there, was in a little bit of a hurry and couldn't get on top of that one. Carries long, and now Bruins just down by 1.
Nicole up at the net is stopped by Kinsey Brower. We're tied at 9.
Set in the air, the ball just goes too tight to the net, and Kinsey Brower is long. Look at this ball carrying towards the blocker. You don't want your hitter to be trapped like that.
They will take a seat. A national championship so close for one of these teams. History to be made on the beach. USC or UCLA. One of these is going to be a national champion soon. Just 2 days ago, we started with 17 teams, and now it comes down to the final points to decide who reigns supreme in the sand. A lot of eyes on the threes right now. A win for USC on this court, and they win a 4th straight national championship. The Norse Twins are up 11-9, going to 15 points. Here comes Brower.
Beautiful high line chop by Kenzie Brower on the left side.
How do you approach these final few points of this set?
Execution, communication, and aggressive serving. That's how you create point opportunities when the pressure's on.
Jessie Smith, nobody on, but miss hits, and that makes it 12-10.
Transition setting also crucial. If you pick up a ball, you have to set up your partner for a point.
Service error, back to a 1-point game. Pretty shot into the angle from Audrey Norse.
In the defense of UCLA, forcing her and challenging her to hit that sharp cross court, and she hits it sharper than where the defenders lined up.
2 points away from a national title. National championship point after the ace from Nicole Norse.
I talked about the service pressure. Serving that middle creates problems.
Kenzie Brower, scooped up by Nicole. She will get the swing. Can you say dynasty? USC can. A 4-peat for the USC Trojans in the sand. And for the second year in a row, the national championship is clinched by the Norse Twins at the threes for USC.
They must love the drama,
yeah.
Right? A third set, able to get it done after Kenzie Brower, and Jessie Smith had a fantastic response in the second set.
Incredible what USC has been able to do. The last 4 years on the sand, it has been all women of Troy, a 4-peat.
They built an incredible culture where these players pushed each other every day in practice. They got new players in, and they brought them into that same culture of winning. And it's paid off. I mean, the class of Maple, Kraft, Norse, Bakos, all those seniors and leaders on this team have done such a great job winning every year and bringing in these new players into the fold to do the same.
Last year was incredible when USC came back and 3-peated, and it just got even better with a 4-peat. Here is championship point.
Great dig by Nicole Norse. Tries to drop a little short shot, but Kenzie Brower touches it. Ball carries tight, and then Nicole Norse slams it down for the Trojans.
The Norse Twins are going to go out with a national championship for the last 4 years, just like the USC program. I think you could see something different in USC yesterday when they came out for the second time. Their opening round, they were all right, they won, but yesterday something switched, and USC has been dominant ever since. They four-peat. History has been made. And Madison is standing by with Audrey and Nicole Norris.
You have cemented your name in history forever. The USC Trojans, 4-time national champions. Tell me what you're feeling right now. I see some tears.
I mean, there's so much emotion. I love this week because it's a week where my team and we have the chance to grow our faith, and we reminded each other throughout every match here, audience of one. We're only playing for one, and we're playing for God. We trust in our faith. That's what keeps us steady. I think that's what gives us our competitive edge, and we could not be here without our teammates. This was a team win. We just happened to be the court that finished it. Thank you to our coaches, our staff. Could not be more excited, just ecstatic right now. 4 for 4. We're honestly just beyond grateful. Gratitude is the one thing I'm feeling right now. I'm grateful for my sister. She's everything to me, and I'm grateful for my teammates. Sorry. USC has just been so amazing to us, and more than anything, it's, they've given us the opportunity to really grow as individuals, and they put us in the best position possible when we get here, and so I'm just grateful.
We have to talk about it. Last year, you were also the team that clinched for the national championship. What is it about you two that allows you to play so calm under pressure?
Trust. I know at the end of the day she's going to die for me, I'm going to die for her, and I think that I trust her more than anyone in the world, and when we have that, we have confidence, and confidence is competence, and that's what we lead by.
You finished the match with a stuff block to end your USC career. How did that feel?
It felt great. I think everything is written. It happened the way it was supposed to happen. We trusted the process. We reminded ourselves a lot, eyes up, which we actually got from, I think it's Oklahoma softball, and it's just a constant reminder that it's not about us. We make ourselves small, he's bigger, and we're just playing for his glory.
Enjoy that ocean. Congratulations. Drea?
Coach Blanton, when you talked to us, you said, we don't really talk about winning 4. I don't really bring it up, but what you just said to me was, it's a lot of pressure. Right. How did your team handle that pressure today to get the 4th national championship in a row?
Well, unbelievable the way they handled it, because we don't talk about it. We try not to, but it's everywhere. It's the elephant in the room. 4 in a row. You talk about 3-peat, and that's been done by a lot, but 4 is unthinkable. And the squad that we had, the grad students, the seniors, let's talk about for a minute Maple and Kraft and the twins. 4 years, 4 national championships as starters, and it's just incredible what they've done. I had so much faith in them. They had a tough second set, but I knew they would come around because they just worked so hard. And all the coaches know that when you have a duo like that, it makes your job easy because they're so focused, they're so tenacious, and they're ready to go. And one of the best teams of all time, those twins, playing together, and we'll miss them. And Megan and Delaney are going to go on to do great things. I'm going to really miss them. So it's bittersweet when you're losing that, but that's the state of college athletics, right? There's freshmen coming in, there's seniors going out. But what we did here is history, and it is a tribute to the women and the student athletes that did it all. I didn't ever swing at a ball or hit a ball or dig a ball. I just try to create an environment for them to succeed, and I think we're doing the right thing.
You mentioned those seniors. You also had some young players and transfers step up for this program as well. What example do the seniors set for the entire rest of the team?
The grads or the seniors?
All of them.
Yeah, we had a lot of mileage, at the top, and that is experience. And they help the younger players. They help the freshmen. They help the sophomores. And when you have a core that has experience, you're in a really good spot, and that's where we were this year.
The experience showed today, Coach. 4 in a row. Congratulations.
It's unthinkable, and it's going to take a while to sink in. And thank you everybody for your support. It takes a village to pull this off. It is a massive team effort, and from top to bottom, I couldn't be more proud of the program and the support I get from USC.
Have fun sprinting in the ocean, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, that tradition on deck now. USC, a 4-peat. They take down their rival UCLA. All 5 courts went to 3 sets, and you heard Dane Blanton talk about the experience. That showed up because USC never panicked.
They didn't, and UCLA responded strong in the second set in that second flight, and it just wasn't enough. The Norse twins, so experienced. They've been there before. They've been under that kind of pressure, and it helps their grad students. They're mature, they're experienced, and it paid off in the end.
It helps too when you have success at an early age. Let's take you all the way back to 2021. That was the first national championship in this four-peat. Again, USC winning its 6th national title today, but they just get better and better. And even when they were pushed, even last season in 2023, they came in as the underdog. It was UCLA who was the favorite, and USC just kept hitting the gas.
Incredible, making plays when it counts. That one goes long, and they win it last year, again on the threes.
And then this year, coming down once again to the threes of Audrey and Nicole Norse. They were pushed to a 3rd set, and they emerge victorious. A stuff block on national championship point by Nicole Norse. I mean, what we have witnessed, a dynasty for USC. 4 straight national championships.
Incredible. I mean, what they did was amazing. Under pressure, target on their back for 4 years, basically, but they're incredible. And fortunate for their opponents, a lot of them are graduating.
So much experience helped USC in the sand make history today. A 6th NCAA title, their 7th title overall. They do it by taking down a rival in dramatic fashion. That trophy is getting on a plane and going back to the West Coast. USC makes some room in that trophy case. 4 national championships in a row. Dominant in the sand.